welcome to the podcast. The very first episode of the podcast. I'm so thrilled to have you with me here today as I'm kicking off this new chapter, or actually kicking off this new book, I will rather say. This feels like a rebirth of me and a severing with the life and the version of me that has been. Deep appreciation for the girl that got me here, but we are looking at some up-leveling shit going forward. So here we are, changing the game and just having a ton of fun with it. So my name is Jalulu, and my intention with this episode today is just really to, say hi to you. It's like shake out the shoulders, warm up the voice, and have a little chit-chat before the actual show kicks off. I've done podcasts in the past, but they have been way more scripted because it tended to be more technical information that I was delivering, such as how to fundraise for your company and exciting stuff like that. Yawn. Anyway, I am taking a very different approach in this podcast. I have a few intentions with it. One of the intentions I have with this podcast is really for myself to fully open my throat chakra. If you are a human design nerd and you know about the different energy types, I'm a manifester. And a very typical trait with manifestors is that they have a hard time speaking fully and freely from their throat and speaking up what's in their heart, because they have been either magnetizing or repelling people their entire lives. So us manifestors, there's not too many of us, but we tend to having had a lot of experiences where we've repelled a lot of people and felt rejected in the past. So we've kept now I'm talking on behalf of all manifestors, that's not the case. I'm talking on behalf of myself here. My experience is that feeling of rejection has sat with me for a while. So it gave me a feeling that I was not able to speak up fully as I am and from who I am, my authentic self and my truest and fullest expression. So that's one of the intentions with this podcast. It's just to really get into a state of flow and just open that throat chakra and just speak whatever comes through from the other realm, from my higher self, from the collective consciousness, wherever it wants to come through. I am like the vehicle to just bring it forth. So there's no scripts in this podcast, and I intend to keep it that way. And we'll see how the format of this emerges and where it's going to go. But the opening of the chakra of my throat and just really stepping into my power as a manifestor and as a woman more so is super important for me. I want to just be able to inform uninhibitedly and make it easy, And that leads me to the second intention. It really is like I have committed to a soft life. I have committed to a life where it doesn't have to be so damn hard, girl. It doesn't have to be a struggle. No more struggle bunnies. It's a struggle bunny free zone here. So we want to politely unsubscribe to that life and step into allowing it to be easy, because it can be easy, It doesn't have to be so damn hard. And I am done with hard. I am done with struggle. I am done with the drama. I'm just I'm unsubscribing to all that shit. And I just want to live like an artist. I want to live the soft girl life. I want to live in a beautiful home, have enough to provide for me, have beautiful relationships, and just do my art, do my creations, build products, and, enhance people's lives, help up-level, help empower other women and other people. So that is the other intention with this. I have committed to it being easy, so I just turned on the microphone and I started speaking. What I did in the past was that I would script it out and I would, prepare for, it took hours. I had to get everything right. And then I used a teleprompter actually. And then I was recording from the teleprompter as I was delivering the episode. And, I was really happy with the episodes, but it really kind of cut off the flow when I was delivering it and when it was recorded. And it was you just gotta do it. You just find the confidence in yourself. And I'm speaking to myself right now, obviously. Oh, like, and just find the confidence to just speak out loud, like speak your truth, right? So yes, those are the intentions with the podcast. And I am really, really curious to see where this journey is gonna take us here. So, who am I? Well, as I said before, my name is Jalulu, and Jalulu is not my real name. It is my alter ego, it is my future self, and I'm about to, or have just, or I'm in the process of, I will rather say, stepping into the characteristics and the persona of this alter ego. So I have taken on this name everywhere publicly, and I'm slowly going to make my private name disappear and completely erase it from any public spaces. And the reason for that is that I felt called to really give my private self some peace. Give her a damn break and just let her be for a moment to live life, to do her thing, and to just really be in her, in her relationships and in her life. And let Jalulu step forward and take the spotlight and deliver the things that she wants to deliver. It is also kind of a future self melt or a future self merge that I'm just like kind of playing around with. I think it's super interesting and super fun. And it feels playful, it feels lighthearted, and it feels like, when you can take on a character, they slowly become you. The more you act as them, the more you become them. The more you take on those characteristics, right? That's how it works. But it's so fascinating to me how we can actually allow ourselves. It's like a permission slip. We give ourselves a permission slip to show up completely different by taking on an alter ego or by taking on a persona. And we see it with artists all the time. And I was really fascinated by this concept of taking on a persona that you put, it's a mask you put on when you're on stage, right? So Beyonce is not the same person when she is rocking her sky high confidence and beautiful big hair and just everything that she shows up with on stage, and the persona that she takes on stage is so different from how she is when she's at home, right? So anyway, not to get too much into this, but that is one of the reasons why I've taken on this persona. I really want to give myself a permission slip to just play full out. And I want to be vulnerable. I want to be playful. I want to be controversial because I have a lot of things on my heart that I would love to share. But really it is just for myself to enter and allow myself to enter my superconscious playground, to just let it flow through me, to be a vehicle of creation, and to just find my inner artist and bring her out. That's what the purpose of taking on this persona is. So I'm not going to get too much into my background in this episode. This is just really to say hi and kind of kick things off, which is so exciting. And yeah, but just the quick and dirty is that I come from the tech space, and I've been an entrepreneur and building ventures for quite a while, more than a decade. So I have seen a lot of things in my life, both from the founder perspective, from the investor perspective. I had a couple of years when I won awards up the yin yang for being a quote unquote female in tech or a founder. And from there, I went into investing more professionally and have been in private equity for a while. And then have just realized so many things along the way. I had a spiritual awakening in my early 20s and just realized I realized that the track that I was on with my life was not leading me to where I wanted to go. So basically, I created my first company with the intention of giving myself freedom, and I ended up shackling myself instead. But that's some of the life lessons you learn as you go through life, and you realize how things actually work. So I'm gonna leave it at that today, and we'll probably dive a little bit more into it in another episode. But yes, so I would love to just round this off by talking a bit about why I'm starting this podcast and what the mission is that what mission that I'm on. And the reason why I'm here is to ultimately help you unleash your inner genius. And when I say unleash your inner genius, it is your inner artist. It is your most authentic, most innocent, most expressed, open-hearted version of you. It is the version of you that creates just for the sake of creating, that has honed in your craft and just loves expressing that. No matter if it's painting an artwork or if it's mathematics or if it's, designing buildings or taking care of your kids and raising incredible human beings in the world. Like, it can literally be anything. I have a belief that when we are so aligned with our truest selves and we allow that expression to come through, we create art, no matter what it is. And I'm so deeply fascinated and drawn to this topic. And it's been my mission for a couple of years now. And it's dropped in for me how deeply committed and devoted I am to helping others ignite that spark inside of them, ignite that inner genius that defies societal standards and norms. When you see someone and you see the light in their eyes where it clicked for them, it finally clicked that they don't have to subscribe to how society is keeping us stuck and how society is telling us to live our lives. That we can actually decide for ourselves, that we have the power to decide, that we can take our fate and our lives and how we want to live them and how we want to experience this whole thing of being a human being on this planet into our own hands. And when I see that light go on in someone else, I can't help but shed a tear. It is so powerful because it's like you are seeing the divine life force in another human being. And I can't even explain with words what that does to me. So that is one of the missions with why I'm even here and why I'm also starting this podcast and getting very active online on my socials and stuff, because I've basically been off the face of the planet for the last couple of years. But now I'm back, and this is the ultimate reason why. It is also the reason why one of my businesses is called House of G. It is really about unleashing the inner genius. It's like a super conscious playground, and it's just like having fun with it. And in extension of that, there's a couple of things that I'm going to talk a lot about on the podcast that I would love to also hear your perspective on, and just get more into the nitty-gritty of these conversations and hear where everyone else is at and just kind of share our stories. I would love for that to happen here. But, and as an extension of that, it really is about living our authentic lives, right? It's about unleashing our inner genius. It is about, for me, it's about business the feminine way, because I love business, and business is really my canvas, and it has been for years. So that's how my art expresses. It's through business. And that's some of the things that is not traditionally viewed upon as a feminine thing. It's more masculine. And I have also done things very masculine in my career, and I've had these realizations over and over again that it just doesn't work for me. It's not the life I want. And whenever I follow that masculine path of do and competitiveness and, follow the playbooks, and, you always feel like you're behind. It's such a lack mindset. It's such a lack culture. You have to raise capital. You have to get more growth, more users, more revenue, more this, that, and the other. And I was feeling into that after having a couple of experiences that were quite difficult, that I actually don't want that. I don't want more. I don't want bigger. I don't want faster. I don't care. I don't give a shit about if other people want that. So great for them. I am so happy for them. I have no desire to be the new Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or whatever. I want to have enough. I want to live a life where I can define wealth in my own way, where I have time freedom, where I have freedom to do what I want, with whom I want, when I want. And a lot of that is, of course, enabled by a certain level of financial freedom. But it's equally enabled by setting up our lives in a certain way in terms of how we receive money, how do we get our income, and what are we giving in return for that income to flow to us. And we can trade our time for money in the job market. And I am not a fan of that personally. It does fit a lot of people, and it is something that, it will calm your nervous system to have a job and to be there and be, trading time for money. And for a lot of people, that is perfect. Like, that is exactly where you're supposed to be, if that's for you listening. And for others, it's about creating online businesses that will provide every month consistently, recurringly, and in a regenerative way, so they, can receive money and make money while they sleep. Now I'm going off a tangent. So where was I going with that? I was going into, yes, business the feminine way. So that is one of the things that I love to talk about. It is so deeply fascinating to me how we can create businesses the feminine way and do it in a much more soft life style. Yes, so soft life entrepreneurship. One of the things that you will hear me say over and over and over again is the question of, are you playing or are you performing? Let me repeat that. Are you playing or are you performing? Seriously. That question came to me in a meditation one day, and it struck me like a lightning bolt. And it's stuck with me ever since, because I am a person that have tended to take things way too seriously in the past. I forgot to play. I forgot to have fun. And I forgot to just let it be. It's like when we show up to this big presentation, we make it something so much bigger in our head than it needs to be, right? It becomes this life or death situation. It's actually hilarious. It's actually so hilarious that we think that this little tiny thing is so important that it can make or break us, when it's just an illusion. It's a story. It's a narrative in our minds that is not completely false. It's completely false. So I just want to play. I want to play instead of perform. I am in an energy, and I invite you to get into this energy with me as I'm saying this. I don't need to convince anyone of anything. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I am perfect exactly as I am, and I get paid for existing. I get paid for being me. The more I shine my light, the more radiant I am, the more sparks I have in my eyes, the more full of laughter my heart is, the more money I make. The more I am me, unapologetically, the more money I make. The more incredible people are attracted to me. The more the perfect opportunities fall right into my lap. And that is the life that I want. And that is what I claim. That is what I want. That is what I decide upon right here and now, that is mine. Yes. So with that said, here you have entered the playground, and that is my intention for this whole thing. I've said that so many times now, but here we go again. It's a playground. And yeah, I want this to just be the permission slip for you to be freaking powerful and feminine. Stay in your soft life, girl. You can do it, and it's possible. We have just been told for so many years that this is not possible, but it's not true. So I want to become the living testament of this, that it is possible, walking the talk, and I want to invite you to come with me. Come with me on this journey where life can be easy, where we can stay in our feminine energy and radiance and essence and be taken care of, and we can, allow the door to be opened for us and just allow receipt, be in receipt, lay the fuck down for a second and just let it flow to you. There's not always something to do. It's the masculine's way of getting things and achieving things and conquering things. It's the doing, right? So that's how our society is structured. That is for a whole other episode, because that I can talk for hours on that. So we will put a pin in that and save it for later. That felt a little bit all over the place, but I hope you stuck with me. I am so happy that you're here. And I'm honestly thrilled to be kicking off this conversation. I can feel in my heart how much I am drawn to be exactly here with you right now, delivering this message. And I'm so welcoming all of the messages that's going to come through in the coming episodes as well. So, with that said, I want to round this episode off and would love to hear from you. Please reach out on Instagram, and you can find me on Geelulu. So that's GEELULU _. So it's Geelulu. And, send me your comments, send me your questions, your thoughts about these topics. If there's something that you would love to hear more about, I would absolutely love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It makes it so much easier to reach all of the women out there that this is perfect for and that needs to hear this. Also, feel free to send it to a friend. I would just love to get the message out, so I would so appreciate your help in getting it out there. And that's a wrap for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and so much love for you being here, for you tuning into this journey. And I really hope that we can spread this message a lot further out to all the women that needs to hear it. So yeah, I just really appreciate you. And remember, you are loved and you are powerful. I will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.